It's the third Tuesday of the month, and you know what that means. We get a visit from Robyn Lindars, the Grill Girl. Hey, Robyn.
Hi.
So
Happy Tuesday.
how nice was it to, how nice is it to follow the 2019 Grand Champ of Memphis in May, Tuffy Stone?
Oh my God.
Wow,
I was like, holy shit. I usually follow Steven Reichlin, which is already like not worthy. And then I get to follow Tuffy tonight. It's like, oh my God. Wow. And can I just say that Tuffy's the nicest guy, and I'm so happy he won because I love him. And Memphis in May is its own animal. It's not just your average barbecue competition. I actually wrote something down when I was listening to him. Pork pageantry. That's the term that came to my head. Pork pageantry, and that is what Memphis in May is all about.
And
There's a lot of
you're no stranger to Memphis in May. I mean, you had been competing there. You were going for like a handful of years in a row, right?
I've done 8 years, and I've been on 3 different teams. And the last team, my dad and I started with our friend Patrick Hilson. But as you know, there is a lot to doing a team. It's like running a small business. You're really like, especially in Memphis, it's not just like you're showing up for a barbecue competition. It's like, it's like a $12,000 to $15,000 endeavor. It's a lot of stuff, so it's very it can get very corporate. I feel like it's a little bit pay to play. Like as you see, you really, a lot of the people that do well have restaurants, because I feel like you do have an advantage that way. Obviously you have more resources. It's hardcore, but it's a shitload of fun too. It's super fun.
I mean, it seems like you almost have to be backed to some degree. I mean, I was watching Malcolm Reed's Instagram feed, and he was tracking progress of what ended up being, I guess, a replica of Graceland being built on some team site. It was 2 or 3 stories high, and it looked like they were building a house. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, it's such an event because it's not just the barbecue competition and the food. It's also
music and all that other
contests and all these different things going on. And you can spend a lot of money. And a lot of teams are party teams. They throw these big parties, and it's in a corporate event that it's an opportunity to host, corporate sponsor people and feed them. And then your team, it's like, all right, are we competing to win, or are we competing to feed a bunch of people? And you end up like, how are we gonna it's just a stressful, there's a lot of moving parts. It's almost like, I think if you can figure out how to keep it small and get the right sponsorships, you're ahead. And you see all the people that win are also the ones that are focused, but it's, our team did really well on the pork. We did shoulder, but on the actual taste and the blind box, but the presentation part, we totally messed up. So it's like, there's just a lot of things you have to coordinate. So even your tablescaping, basically, like they judge you on the appearance of your tent. So a lot of people put out like sod in the front to make it look nice. I mean, it's crazy. So that's why it's refreshing to do like the state competitions where it's very like, you come in, you set up your grill, it's all the same day. It's totally different, which I love that.
So will you get back to Memphis in May next year or the year after, or at some point, or are you done and you've turned the page?
I want to go back, but just on a press pass. Like I started, my dad and I, it was really my dad and Patrick started the team, but I think we didn't do it this year. Dad just wasn't in agreement on the direction and the way things were going. So I think it was just kind of a parting of ways, but in an amicable way. And I was always the head of sponsorship. So I was always trying to ask people to, I was like, so that's why I kind of know a lot about how much goes into this, because it's expensive. So, which makes it hard to focus on what you need to be focusing on, which is how to win, but then it turns into, how do I pay to enter this competition that is such a major endeavor?
Yes, it sounds very complicated, and oh my goodness, I mean, a lot of moving parts, and also, by the way, you have to cook really good food, and then you have to be a really great presenter. And I mean, it's that's
why it's like, and when you see Tuffy out there, he's always super focused, and he keeps it small, and I'm super happy for him that he's won. He's awesome. He's such a good cook. So,
Robyn, I don't know if you remember this or not. But on May 7th, your book came out. How about that? Dennis Busso in the instant chat is saying Robyn's new book is awesome, so there's some instant feedback for you. So, and Dennis is a cookbook connoisseur, so he's not going to blow smoke up anybody's ass unless he thinks it's actually a decent book. So that's Dennis's
much
2
love
cents.
to you for that.
That's right.
I really wanted it to be special. I really poured my heart out into it, so thank you.
So it's out 2 weeks. I mean, do you get any type of feedback from the book people on benchmark successes or anything like this, or are you just hoping that it's still going well, or what?
I think it's going well so far. I mean, they didn't do like a big press tour or anything, but it's kind of a little more niche too. So I think yeah. So they said it's sold well so far on Amazon, but they don't know yet from what, like, the actual stores that sell the physical copies. Some of them pick them up later in the season, so that data is coming in. But I will ask anyone, if you have gotten the book, if you would be so kind to write me an Amazon review. Reviews are what help you bubble up to the top. So I would totally appreciate that from you guys.
Go write a review if you have Robyn's new book. What's the title again?
Healthy electric smoking. Right. So, and I know it is niche. Some people are like, oh, I don't have an electric smoker. You can really apply these recipes to any smoker. I think they also work really well. Obviously, electric smoking and pellet smoking, they're not actually that different when you think about it. So most people do have a pellet smoker these days. These recipes are perfect for that as well.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about something that maybe you've had if you're like at a barbecue restaurant or you're at kind of a fancy avant-garde restaurant. Smoked salts, smoked peppers. This is something that you're into. I actually have some pictures that we can show up, but let's talk a little bit about processes and flavor profiles and best ways to use.
Okay. So, well, let me back up and just say I got this idea mainly because I love this company so much, Bourbon Barrel Foods. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
They, I think, are in the same town as the Glanvilles from Pit Barrel.
Oh, okay.
I think they used to have like offices next to each other. Okay. But so they're based out of Kentucky, and they do like heritage soy sauce and things like that made from, like, Kentucky soybeans. And they also do smoked salts and peppers and things like that. And that's how I discovered them. And I started cooking with them a long time ago, early on in my blog. And I've always loved them. And in my cookbook, even before the cookbook started, I started smoking salts to give away for Christmas presents, like a couple of years ago on my pellet smoker. And so, but let's just talk about smoked salts and peppers, and even think about one of the most, one of the most valuable ingredients in your spice cabinet is your smoked paprika, right? Because even if you haven't smoked anything, it automatically adds flavor. So think about something that you use every day, like salt and pepper, how powerful that can be, because automatically you're adding not just salt or pepper, but that smoke essence, which is kind of like its own umami, right? Like Stephen Reichlin said that on your show a couple weeks ago, or I don't know when it was, a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, talking about how smoke is kind of like the other, like the other sixth sense, like that umami, the taste that people love to add. So in this picture, what you can see is I've actually done this in the electric smoker, but as I mentioned, you can really do this in any grill or smoker. I've taken the electric smoker and so I'm smoking in that smoker, and I added a smoker tube full of pellets. And what I did was I took like a cookie sheet, and I put different types of salts on one side, and then like one's a fine grain sea salt, one's a large, or what would you call it, fine crystal. The other one's like a larger granule that you can put in a salt grinder, and also peppercorns, so that automatically, when you have these on hand, it's so great because you're automatically getting that smoke flavor to anything you add. So even if it's something very simple, like let's just say something very simple, like grilled scallops with some butter, right? Like if you add just a little bit of like lemon juice and smoked salt, like you don't need anything else. Like it's perfect. You know what I mean? Like when you're just kind of using like really good fresh ingredients, like use ingredients that really pack a punch, right? And something like smoked salt and pepper really do. Or even thinking about like when you're making rubs, if you're using smoked salt and smoked pepper, you're already infusing your rub with smokiness, which is awesome. So it's something that there's a recipe for this in my cookbook, but I mean, you can do this like I mentioned, on any smoker really. But the smoker tube is important because it helps infuse more smoke so that so basically you're just permeating the shit out of the air with smoke. So you're more likely to have it like absorbing or getting it into its essence.
So the picture that I'm looking at the moment,
as I so non-eloquently described it.
No, it was pretty.
I'm not a scientist, but
Yeah, it was fairly eloquent. I knew what you were saying. So
not Dr. Blonder, but
you're Dr. Blonde. You're not Dr. Blonder, right? Dr. Blonde, but not Dr. Blonder. So the picture that we're looking at is this post smoke. So let's say the salt that's more on the left side was more white, and now it's has the what's that?
So the left-hand side is a large granule sea salt.
Yeah.
That might even be kosher salt. And then the other one are Himalayan salt, like granules.
Okay.
That you can put in like how you'd use a peppercorn grinder, you can grind the salt too. So that's what that was for.
And the smoke has laid this nice patina across the top.
Yes, it looks pretty, right? Like a little salt tapestry.
Yeah, I like that. So,
but I think that's like such an easy way to add flavor, and then take it a step further, and you can do things like mix the salt with like lemon zest or dried lemon rind for like a lemon pepper smoked salt.
Mm-hmm.
Or a lemon smoked salt or lemon rosemary smoked salt. Like, you guys get the idea, but there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do. And these are really good for gifting, like housewarming gifts. If you're like, hey, here, have some smoked salt, and you put it in a cute little jar, or like in like a hostess gift, or.
So when you and Scott open up the 20-acre mansion in the middle of Florida, and you have the Grill Girl housewarming party, you wouldn't be put off if I brought down a couple pounds of smoked salt, and you're like, oh, Rempy's a cheap ass, he brought down some smoked salt?
No, you know what we'll use them for? We'll put salt licks out. Scott's already been putting salt licks out on the property to attract animals. So hopefully the right kind, not the wrong kind. I want to get rid of some of the animals they found there so far. So bring some salt, Rempy.
These can be used for smoked cocktails, right? Because we also wanted to talk a little bit about that. I would imagine, on like a smoked margarita or something along these lines.
Yeah, so let's talk about all the different ways that you can infuse smoke into a cocktail. So you probably see, like, when you go out to like a fancy dinner, or they have like everyone's like got the craft cocktails now. That's me and Dad with the Smithfield. It looks Smithfield photo. Smithfield. Yeah. So this is actually a picture from my cookbook, but let's just talk about how you can accomplish this. Like, and just getting back into my book, like, my goal was just to kind of empower the person reading to like kind of just think outside of the box. Like, I think a lot of the concepts I introduced in the book, like smoking certain ingredients to put into other things, are really, you can adapt it to a lot of the ways you cook, right? Like adding elements of smoke into stuff you wouldn't expect. So like for the margarita, you smoke the jalapeno, and then you shake it with the ingredients for the margarita to make it smoky, and a little spicy too, which is fun. And then for something like the old fashioned, what you can do is, and this is fun for a lot of different cool stuff, is you basically make smoked water, which is you put a pan of water in your smoker and while it's smoking, and then you get the smokiness. And you also can put something like a cheesecloth on the top so you don't get any ash in your water pan. So anyway, then you take that water and you freeze it in cool ice cube trays. So like for an old fashioned, like the big square ones is what you want.
Right.
Which is not in this picture because this was done by the cookbook photographer. Or maybe they did. I can't tell. Anyway, no, I think maybe they did. Anyway, so then you take that water and you put it in a cool molds, and then you can do something like, or you put it in the cool ice cube molds, and then you can do something like add a sprig of rosemary to it. And then you've got like a cool rosemary infused smoked ice. So anything that you add that ice to is going to infuse smokiness into the drink as the ice starts to melt.
And it's not an overpowering smoke. It's just like a flavor additive.
Yeah, it's just like a little infusion. It's like a hint.
Are
You
you
know,
a fan of this? They bring a plank out, and they have all the ingredients on a cart, and then they have that little jet torch, and they start the plank on fire, and then right after it catches, they take the glass and they put it over the flame. Obviously, that takes out all the oxygen. The fire goes out, and now you have smoke just hitting the inside of that glass and rolling. Then they turn it over, and they quickly make the old-fashioned or the Manhattan or something along these lines. You like that, or is that too much?
I mean, I like it. I'm not going to do that for a cocktail party with 15 people there. You know, it's like, when you go to Mexican restaurants and they make the guacamole at the table for you, and it's very exciting. That's how I would equate it. I mean, I think it's cool. I love it, but
better for show at a restaurant having somebody do it for you than for you doing it for 15 of your friends.
Exactly.
Yes. All right.
Or every time I want to drink, I got to go
you got to set things on fire. Right. Forget that. So Memorial Day is coming up this weekend. Obviously, anything we've already talked about, you should be getting ahead of yourself and having ready for the big Memorial Day weekend. But what do you like from a menu item? Are you into wings or anything like this?
So I just wanted to tell everyone, like, I feel like, well, the people that listen to your show might be different. They're the people that they're grilling year round.
Yes,
I feel like that's your demographic. It's not it's Memorial Day, we should grill something.
It's grilling season, everybody. Memorial Day. Right. And it closes on Labor Day. We can't grill after Labor Day or before Memorial Day.
The grilling gates have gone down. There's no more grilling.
Right. You could get shot.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you see John Solberg. He's out in like the middle of Michigan, which is like Antarctica, practically. Grilling in his backyard in like December because he's hardcore.
Right.
That's why we love him, and that's so we know there's no grilling season, but you're gonna have Monday off. So I feel like people are like, oh, what are we gonna do? Burgers, hot dogs? No, I think chicken wings are like the best grilled, and I think it's fun too for entertaining because you can take your meat, but then you could be like, let's do 3 different marinades and see which one we like better. So if you guys check out my site, this is like an Indonesian so you can do it with lemongrass or lime zest. So lime, cilantro, garlic wings, super yummy. These are like an Indonesian Tamil inspired recipe. I also have one I really, really like. These are if you like spicy, these are chipotle sriracha. They're spicy, but then you dip them in a homemade blue cheese dip, which is the bomb, which is also great for, and then this is such a good one too. I love this. These two, all of them actually, the dip on them, the marinade on them, just make extra and you can just use it as dip. It's so good. But, so this is West Indies wings. So this is like a 4-ingredient wing marinade recipe, but it's so good. So it's a coconut milk base with like an island style habanero sauce. What else? With ginger and turmeric, and it's just amazing and so good.
Fresh ginger?
Fresh ginger's key.
Okay.
But in a pinch, the dried will do. It's better than nothing, right? But the ginger is like, it's just, that sauce would be so good over like some noodles, honestly, or zoodles, as like a spicy kind of, yet like spicy yet filling kind of creamy coconut based type sauce.
Am I late to the party, Robyn, or am I keenly aware of trending items where this what is it? Cilantro lime sauce is like come out of nowhere and it's on everything. I just saw it at Costco. They have it on the steak. They had it by itself. They had something else that have it. Now you got cilantro lime wings. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, but I've been doing that forever.
Oh, I'm late to the party. Damn it. Damn it.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I always do stuff early though, because like I was doing keto 2 years ago, and actually 3.5 years ago, because I was doing it right after I had Hunter, and I was trying to get a bathing suit my bathing suit bod back because I had to go on this family vacation with a 6-month-old to the Dominican Republic. So yeah, I was like, anyway, that's another story. But so I don't know. I feel like sometimes some things it just takes a while for other people to catch on. Yeah, but cilantro and lime are a wonderful flavor combination.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I guess there's some people that hate cilantro just on its face. They're just haters of cilantro, but I'm a lover of cilantro. Sometimes I'll just take like little grape tomatoes and cut them in half and put a little olive oil, a little salt, a little pepper, and then some cilantro, and then just mix it all together, and I have like a little fresh tomato cilantro salad. It's delicious.
It is. I love cilantro too. Yeah. Like, it really kind of just makes tacos for me. Like, instead of using lettuce, I'd just rather have like chopped up cilantro. But you know, some people do have like a weird like taste bud thing where for whatever reason cilantro tastes like dish detergent. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't. I'm glad I don't have it.
My friend, I've met a couple people that have this. It's really weird. I don't know what causes it, but Perry Perkins, who wrote the Kahachina cookbook, he and I did a thing together a while ago, and he's a really nice guy. He has that.
Well, that's too bad. So that means more cilantro for us, I guess.
Yeah, and it's always hard to grow. I've tried to grow it, and it dies very easily. So I must not have the magic touch for that.
Screw it. It's real easy to go buy in the grocery store all you want all day long. So no problem. Now, in the meantime, if you have questions or you want recipes or whatever, go to grillgirl.com. By the way, because I am always tracking Instagram followers. Last month, Robyn, you were at 13,000 Instagram followers. Now you are just shy of 15,000 Instagram followers. Jeez, I mean, it's unbelievable.
I want to show you something really quick because when you were talking to Tuffy, look, let me see if I can get in camera. Look at this.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get a close-up here so big thing. Oh, that's Dave Grohl, right?
Let me see. Hold on. This is from last year's Memphis in May. I took a selfie with him on my Instagram. It was like my most liked photo of last year.
Wow.
He had been at the Sheds tent,
right,
and was hanging out with them. And then he was walking to someone else's tent, and I just went up to him while he was walking and was like, "Hey, can I take a selfie with you?" And he's like, "Yeah, if you keep walking." So we're like literally walking, and I'm like, "I'm gonna take a selfie with you," and I did it, and it was fucking awesome because he's Dave Grohl. So anyway,
it looks I mean, it really looks like, many years ago when Johnny Trigg pushed me out of the way when we were at the Kingsford Invitational. It looks like you've just stuck the phone up and caught him mid-stride, and he doesn't even know you're there. He was just getting ready to walk over. It's great. I love it.
It was like a drive-by.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of was. He did consent to taking the photo, though.
All right.
So, but I just thought that was funny, and I had to share it with you because he posted it on his Instagram today. But his is a little different because Tuffy's like, there was that time that Dave Grohl came, and I taught him the ways of cooking pork, and mine's like, hey, can I take a selfie with you?
Yeah, keep walking and you can take it, lady. I got to get to the next tent. I'm Dave Grohl from the Food Fighters.
Who is this girl? Exactly.
Yeah,
so
I'm a big fan of the Food Fighters, so that's great that he took it. So, all right, so go to grillgirl.com, the website, or follow at grillgirlrobyn, ROBYN, on Instagram, and maybe we'll be at 17 or 18,000 followers next month. Robyn, have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you, Greg.
There she is, Robyn Lindars, the Grill Girl, with a forced selfie with Dave Grohl.